Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I'm your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. And within that personal grooming range, I was amazed to read an article the other day which actually consolidated something which I've thought for a long time, and that is not enough men wear cologne. In fact, the article I was reading alluded to the fact that about 85% of men don't bother wearing any form of fragrance or cologne as they embark upon the daily trials of their lives. Now, just to clarify, when I say cologne, I am referring to that wide variety of fragrances which men may wear. That does include aftershave, eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and all of the other variations of fragrance. I tend to round them up into a terminology which just explains them as cologne, so you understand where I'm coming from. And to be honest, in this dynamic world of modern masculinity, personal grooming and the way that we approach it is a pivotal part in how we express ourselves as modern men. It becomes very much part of your individual chap style. And, you know, there are many things that can influence our appearance and the way that we conduct ourselves. But fragrance is an often overlooked element of everybody's ensemble of style. It's something which can be relatively inexperienced to bring in to your sort of style approach to life, and it has many benefits which go way beyond the olfactory sense, that sense of smell. It has some psychological aspects to it too, and I don't want you to miss out on at least thinking about bringing cologne into your daily style approach, if you want to call it that. So today I've curated 5 reasons why I think it's really important that if you don't currently use cologne in your lifestyle, perhaps you may wish to rethink that decision. Now, the first reason why I think cologne is so important to have in your sort of stable of things to use, and that's because it boosts your confidence and enhances your presence when you're around other people. Now, you know, beyond the impact on others, a good signature fragrance can do a lot for you as the wearer, because a good fragrance which resonates with your personality can boost your confidence. It can raise your self-esteem, because I think, you know, I'm not different to anybody else. I have certain fragrances which I go to when I need a bit of a lift, a bit of a boost in my life. My particular all-time favourite is this one. It's called Chanel Antaeus, and it is a dark, rich, velvety, smooth fragrance, which is quite old-fashioned now. It's from the 1980s. But whenever I wear this, it lifts me. And I know if I'm going for something special in my life, it's the Chanel Antaeus that I wear because of that boost to my self-confidence. So quite beyond the impact that it leaves on other people, the wearer themselves benefits tremendously when they choose a fragrance which just sets your own personality alive and enhances your senses when you enter into the trials and tribulations of the world. Now, my number 2 reason for saying that you should wear cologne in your life is because it leaves a lasting impression on the people that you will meet. Of course, as I said, point number 1, it leaves an impression on you, but equally so, it will leave an impression on those people you encounter. It's exactly the same as wearing a beautifully tailored suit. People will remember you as the person who looks smart and sharp and stylish. You'll be the suit guy out of your group of friends. However, exactly the same can be said for fragrance. Wearing a signature fragrance, consistently perhaps wearing the same fragrance, if that's your choice, will leave that olfactory memory on the people that you encounter. I mean, I can't tell you how many times over the years, because I tend to like older fragrances which are a bit more classical. Over the years, many people have said to me, "Oh, what's that fragrance you're wearing? I think my father used to wear that, or my grandfather used to wear it." And it's music to my ears, because it tells me that the fragrance I'm wearing is powerful enough to leave a long-lasting memory on the people whom have encountered it in the past. Now, another reason why I enjoy using a cologne every day is that it simply enhances my daily grooming rituals. Because if you incorporate a cologne into your daily grooming, your shaving rituals, wherever it may be, it actually adds another layer of refinement to you as an individual, and it makes the experience more enjoyable. Many people I've heard in the past tell me that they really can't be bothered to shave every day. It's a grinding, unpleasant, time-consuming thing that they have to do at the beginning of the day. And I think it's contributed to the reason why so many men go unshaven in the modern world, why stubble and beards have become so fashionable. But for me, by incorporating the use of a signature scent or a collection of scents into my daily grooming, shaving, I actually really enjoy the experience. It's something I look forward to every day because of the refreshing, invigorating fragrances that I use in those situations. It's a subtle yet highly effective way to demonstrate my attention to detail in the way that I look after my grooming. And actually, applying the cologne at the beginning of the day when I shave, and at the end of the day or the evening when I've had my final shower of the day and I'm sitting down to relax, I apply a cologne, which it becomes this sort of little ritual that I do. And those fragrances which I choose for that certain times of the day sort of lull me into a sense of comfort and well-being, which really enhances my whole experience by just including a fragrance. Now, my fourth reason for using a cologne every day is because it allows me to express my individuality and my style in a different element to the way that I normally do by using my clothing. And I think by using a signature scent on a daily basis, it allows the discerning gentleman a little opportunity to show some of his his personality, his self-expression through the fragrances that he chooses. And remember, these are all self-chosen. You choose a fragrance depending on your mood, the situation, the time of year. You've got a lot of choice. So from a gentleman's point of view, your choice is something which, can be quite valuable to you. It's something which you've, of the hundreds and hundreds of fragrances out there, you've chosen this one for a reason. It's almost a little bit of a bespoke decision every day. And of course, there are a plethora of fragrances to choose from, and they've all got their own character and personalities. For me, in the spring and summertime, this is Dunhill Edition, another old 80s fragrance, very citrusy, but it's one which for me mentally signals the beginning of the warmer time of year. For me, when I've been to the gym or exercising and I've exerted myself, I always go back to another 80s fragrance, Dracar Noir by Guy Laroche. It absolutely catapults me back to that time when I was a young adolescent. And, again, it's an expression of my personality. So just as your clothing is an expression of your style in visual format, the fragrance that you choose is an olfactory expression of the sort of person you are and the sort of demeanor that you're projecting to others. Now, this is one fragrance which I wear very sparingly and only when I'm in my absolute super confident mood, and that is Eucharis by George Trumper, because it is a dark, foreboding and frightening fragrance, which I've often described as being emblematic of what I imagine a Bond villain to wear. Such is its deep strength of character. You can't wear it every day. It would simply burn you out mentally. It's just too strong. But like I say, it's the accessory which sets you apart from others without you having to wear a thing on your body. Now, my final reason for choosing to wear a cologne on a daily basis is that, quite simply, it creates positive associations with not just me, but with the people I encounter when I'm wearing a fragrance. Because a signature scent, if you wear it regularly, has the ability to evoke memories, even emotions, upon people that you meet. How many times have you met somebody, as I said earlier, who says, "Oh, I remember that fragrance from my grandfather, he used to wear it," or goes beyond cologne. If you walk into a room perhaps and you smell a cleaning detergent that maybe your grandmother used, it'll bring it all back to you. Those memories come flooding back. Such is the power of the nose, such an important part of our human senses. We all perhaps may have a special scent which we use for a reason. So for instance, you might have had a fragrance that you wore on your wedding day. When I was a young fellow, I used to wear Kuros when I used to go to the nightclubs in the 1980s and 1990s of my youth, in those heady Miami Vice days. And even now, when I smell this, it takes me right back there. The association with that period of my life is just so good, and it makes me feel wonderful each time I wear it. You might have a lucky fragrance, a fragrance that you wear if you're going to make a big pitch in work, a big project pitch, or maybe you're going for a job interview and you just need that self-esteem boost that you know will come from a fragrance which does that for you. You put it on and you get that elevation. It just becomes intertwined with the memories and, you know, your sense of well-being, your sense of confidence and self-esteem. It creates positive associations, and it does that for you, and it does that for the people that you encounter who recognize and acknowledge you've got a nice signature scent on. Okay, so there we go. Those were my 5 reasons why I think people should wear cologne. In this modern day, it is quite simply not just about smelling good. It is about leveraging fragrance for all of the other positive things it can bring into your life. It is about boosting your self-esteem. It is about leaving positive associations. It is about enhancing your daily rituals to make things that other people think of as a chore something that you look forward to every day. Do not be one of the 85% of people who simply can't be bothered to add a fragrance into their regime as they go through life. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just look out there for something which resonates with your own personal sense of style, if you want to call it that, or just something that you like the smell of, and take it forward with you and evolve. Become a little different. Try other fragrances. You know, in the summertime, go citrusy. In the wintertime, go maybe a bit woody, a bit musky. See what works for you, and you will find a whole new world of experience unfolding for you. If you've enjoyed today's video, I'd be honoured if you'd give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like this, click the subscribe button and come on the journey with me towards Chap Nirvana. If you'd like to support the channel, you can just leave me a comment. You could drop me an email with a question, if you have one, about anything to do with men's style or lifestyle. If you want to support me practically, you could buy me, or you could become a patron. And I make additional videos for my patrons each and every week and have a personal, ongoing conversation with them on my Patreon channel, the links to which you will find in the show notes below. So until the next time, smell good, and I'll see you again very soon.